In the last video, I walked through 6 different airplane deals. I had some questions about how I'm picking planes, and quite simply, in the first stage of it, I'll go in to trade a plane and I'll set it up to look for basically a plane that's between 100 and $200,000. Uh, if I was going to do fractional ownership, I could look for that here too. And then from wherever, I pick, which that's my home address within 500 miles, I kind of view that as close enough to go look at versus the sniff test we're about to do here. So as I look through, I am looking for the most bang for the buck, obviously, like everybody else. So in that $200,000 range, I scroll through, find a Sierra. It's about $100,000 and it's right by me. That's good. And that's what I picked the first time out when I bought. Then I'm going to go look at the total time on the engine, which is actually bad here because there's only 2,000 hours. So there's maybe about 300, 400 hours left on the engine. You can run it past TBO. That's a whole different talk. Just in buying, just know that there's a not that much engine left on this airplane. There's a couple of G5s in it, and there's a Garmin 650, and that's a pretty big deal because that's probably ten to $20,000 worth of electronics. And then let's see what else they've got here. I think this plane, yeah, it had a deer strike. So two things are working against that airplane. It's had a deer strike in 2017, but and it doesn't have that much engine left. I would factor in $30,000 for an engine. The true cost of buying that airplane is probably about 130,000. Figure you're going to spend another five to get the plane pre-bought. Now, the next thing I like to do is go into FlightAware. And in FlightAware, I can see if this thing's even flying and what the flight history looks like, who owns it, whether it's a corporation, in other words, somebody that's looking to resell planes, or an individual, somebody that's actually flying planes. This particular plane, each person along the way has held this plane for a number of years, which lets me feel like, hey, this is a pretty good airplane if somebody kept it for a number of years. If somebody felt like they were cutting their losses, they would just get out of it pretty quick. And we'll go in here and look and see where it's registered. There it is. And you can kind of scroll down here a little further down. It'll tell you all the other people that have owned it and have registered it, and you can look at the time they owned it. Um, that's a pretty good indication, I think, of what you're looking at. If I like the airplane from here, I'll reach out and ask to look at logbooks. If the logbooks check out, that's time to probably put a deposit down and start moving towards a pre-buy. You can also put that in number in Google and start searching around for other pictures of it. If you just click on images, you'll find it. Same way you'll find accidents also. And several times I've looked up in numbers, there were accidents that weren't reported. One of the first planes we looked at was a total rebuild that the guy was really fisting to sucker you in on. But this one, I'd probably go look at this one because it's close to my house. Until next time.